Hello. So today I have a different sort of video to share with you. I've been really about making cards lately, and so I figured I would do a card video. I've already made this card once, but I had pieces left over, so I figured I would make it again. So this is the card that I made, and I've already packaged it because I didn't know I was going to make a video. I've been making these for my craft fair that I do, and so as soon as I make a card, I package it up so that it's ready to go. But anyways, this is the card that we're going to make, but I'm going to change one little feature on it. And I already have this part ready to go because I made it for this. I just did a whole sheet when I ink blended it. So to start off, the first thing that I've done is I created the textured part. And to do this, all I did was I took some texture paste, which I have right here. And I don't have sparkly texture paste, but I really wanted it to have some sparkle to it because this is a very simple card, and so I wanted just a little bit of sparkle to it as well. So what I've done is I took a little bit of the texture paste with my palette knife and I put it onto my mat, and then I sprinkled in some Florentine Gold glitter from Martha Stewart. And for the first one that I did, for this one here, instead of the gold, I put white sparkles in there, and it doesn't show up as well. It sparkles a little bit, but not quite as much as this gold one does. So that's why I decided to change it up for this one. But you can see all the lovely little sparkle on there. So that's what I did for that one. And then you have to set it aside to let it dry. So I've done that. And then I have this leftover piece from the other project, which all I did was I took a piece of cardstock, and I've been using Strathmore Bristol smooth paper. It is really cool for doing ink blending, and I just ink blended all of the colors of the rainbow onto this. And then, I don't know, let's see if you can see, there we go. You can see some sparkle on there. I did go ahead and put some sparkle on it as well. And I did that simply by taking a tip that I learned recently from Jennifer McGuire, which is I take it outside. Or I do it in my room because I don't care if the sparkle gets on the floor. But I just spray the sparkle that I have, which is my homemade glimmery type mist. And I just spray that into the air, and then I wave this card through it. I did that before I cut it, obviously. And then it gets the sparkle on it without getting droplets of water on it because I didn't want to ruin the texture of, I didn't want to ruin the smoothness of the paper. I didn't want the distressed water drops on it. So I really was happy with how that turned out. Anyways, once I did that, I did an edge punch or an edge cut, an edge die to each side of it so that I had this sparkle, not sparkle, I'm sorry. So I had this scallop edge. Okay, and then all we're going to do is glue that onto the side. Quite simple. I'm just going to use some multi-matte, and I'm just going to put some dots, because this is raised, I'm just going to put some dots of glue just on the raised polka dotted part, because otherwise it's not going to touch the paper. And then make sure that you do this once the polka dots have dried. If you're using the texture paste, you definitely want to make sure that that's dry before you put on this piece. And then I just like to put that on there and let it sit for a minute. Let it set until the paper gets on there. And then for my sentiment, I have a really simple sentiment. It just says hi. I've taken a die cut. I do not remember where I got this die cut from. It's one that I got from Michael's. But I've taken this die here, and I have cut it out multiple times. And I have glued them together so that it gets really thick. I really like doing this. You could die cut the foam, but for me, gluing the extra pieces together, it's just so much easier. And then I cut it out one time out of toner paper. And then I foiled it in gold because I really love the shiny gold. And then all we're going to do is stick this together with a little bit of, whoops, a little too much, multi-matte medium. And when we're all done, you have a very simple yet really pretty card. So we put this together like this. And make sure it's stuck together. Then I'm just gonna take my block there and put it on there. And then this guy is just going to go right there. You also could put it up here, but I thought this made it a little bit too heavy on this side. So to balance it out, I just decided to put it over here. And I think that it stands out enough. So I'm okay with that. What we're going to do to put that down is just put some more multi-matte medium on the back side of it. I'm putting a little more than what I put when I was attaching the pieces together, and that's because I don't want to, because of the texture here, I really want to ensure that it has something to stick to. So I put a little bit more, and I just will not squeeze it too hard because I don't want to have any leak out. And then I'm just going to stick that under there. And then I've got my card base here. Just a piece of white cardstock. And, oops, I'm gonna grab my corner rounder. And I'm gonna get ready to put this together. All I wanna do here, actually, I'm gonna put the adhesive on the actual card. Normally I would put it on the card front, but since I still want it to dry a little bit more, I'm just going to go ahead and put it on here. And because my card front, I didn't cut it down at all. It's sized perfectly for this card base. Okay. Just going to line everything up. Sometimes it's easier if you stand it up. There we go. And then we have our card front done. I'm gonna corner around all of these corners this time. And then we have a super pretty little card. I love the rainbow and I love the gold with it. It just looks really pretty, I think. Then, to finish it off, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab an envelope. I also grab one of these. This is a piece of paper that I've cut out from, I downloaded it from Jennifer Maguire, and it just says, let's see if I can get it to focus here. It says, please remove this message and share this handmade card again. I'd stick this inside here. Oops. I guess I should round the corners to make it match. I just printed this on copy paper, and then I stick it inside the card, and then that way the person who purchases it will automatically be able to, or will be able to just stick it down, and then they can, the person they give it to can reuse it. And then I just take I like to make sure that I put the card flap up so that the card covers the flap, and then on the back you just have a nice white, basic white background here. And then I slide it in to the packaging, rip that off, turn it over, and it is ready to be sold. There we go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Bye-bye now.